I'm Jill Reesberg, and tonight's training session is how to navigate the SOMI website. There's so much information. It's such a useful resource and tool available for you guys, for our families, for athletes, for coaches. There's so much information on there. So our agenda tonight is we're going to by tab on the actual website so I can show you where to find some of that information that you guys may need to know or have an interest in knowing where it's at if you haven't already located that. Like I said, we're going to be looking at the different sections and kind of just go over some basic general information from the website. So here is our website. When you go to SOMI.org, you can see this is the main screen. The first place we're going to start is up here on the left. You can find your local area. The website does use cookies, so once you put in an area, it stays there. If you don't want that to be the case, so say I choose find your local area, it shows you all of the different regions, as well as all of the breakdown of all of the different areas and the different sports. They use their phone numbers and email addresses so that anybody looking into becoming an athlete or families looking into information can find out where they, who they need to contact. So say I choose area 2, it will show me all of the information, gives us an address, the primary contact, how many participants are in the area, the sports offered, again, email address. It actually shows you all of those sports that area 2 participates in. Any extra programs if they're unified champion schools, and it shows the area 2 events calendar that can be updated. It shows any of their local information. So if it's something that you have, they have local events and you haven't heard anything about it, or your area is wanting to potentially participate and you want to know what those dates are, you can check those local calendars. Under each area, there is a resources section that shows you, it has the forms linked right to it. So if you have a family that knows what area their potential athlete, new athlete is in, they can come right directly to the area and pull up that information. It will open participation forms that they can print and send in to us. If for some reason you don't want to hold your local area in there, you can come down to the bottom of the website and go to the cookie settings and choose no, which is what I've done. Otherwise, it would have held area 2 in my local area. So say like Pat, Tim, anybody, you want area 5 to stay up there, you can click on that and your area 5 information will be the information that automatically pops up for you every time. And you can change that at any time to look at other areas or the other regions. There's lots of information right on the home page. They can click into the virtual summer games page. Any news kind of updates, this is where the information will be. Kind of just an overall general explanation of what we do. Shows the many different programs that we have within, our partners. And again, everything has links, the information, it's on multiple pages. Down here on the right bottom of the screen is, if you click on this, you can click on the sign up for the newsletter. It has the little, you click on any of the boxes, it has the links to all of our social media sites. If we scroll back up to the top and we start going through these tabs, if you click on our sports drop down, you can click on our sports. And it literally, if you hover over any of them, it highlights it. If you want information on alpine skiing, you can click on that. If you are in an area, it will show you the actual sports that that area participates in. It goes right to all of the information about alpine skiing or whatever sport you're looking at, all of the offered events that we have, athlete resources, and then coaching resources. So it has all of it has the rule book from the sports rule book. It has layouts, PowerPoints, your certification, quiz, all the training videos. And you can do that with any of them. So if you need information on basketball, it's the same. All of those coaches' resources, all of that information is right there. And that's in the sports section. Also, if you click on the sports section for the drop-down, you'll find Coach's Corner. Coach's Corner has so much useful information. You can search for, if you're looking for your certification status, if you click on this tab, it will open that report that gets run and updated on here every month to show you your expiration dates. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in Coach's Corner today. 2 weeks from now, when we do our next training, it is going to be focused directly on the Coach's Corner section of the website, which includes TEQs. We figured that probably was a training all in itself because there is so much information and useful tools on here. I would encourage you to maybe have any of your coaches join us on that training. Again, like I said, so much information on here, how to become a coach, any of those online resources, any of the forms needed, all of those training guides, again, that I showed you in just the sports part, those are all on here as well. Training videos to assist, all of the quizzes, and then this is where TEQs are. So like I said, 2 weeks from now, we are going to do a training session just on Coach's Corner. So that's our sports drop-down tab. If we move on to programs, again, you can start looking into these. The programs, if you click on Unified Champion Schools, it gives you all the information that explains what a unified school is. If you have people in your area, schools in your area that contact you and want more information, you can refer them directly to the website on this page, and it gives them a breakdown of the information. It has the registration form that they need, as well as they would want to contact Jamie. And so we've made that, we've made it pretty simple for people to find the information that they need here. There is a complete listing of all of the locations, all of the schools that are unified schools at this time. And the Special Olympics, the health tab just shows you, and it's an explanation. It's great to point parents to so they can see all of the different things that we have for health. It explains to them about our healthy athletes, all of the different screenings that we offer. Young athletes, same thing. It's an explanation for parents. So if they're questioning, ages and want more information on what the Young Athletes program is about, it's a really good breakdown of that. Resources are on here. So if you have families asking, the new family guide is here, as well as the Young Athletes registration form. And if you come down here to program locations, it shows a breakdown of all of the different areas. Some college, information on the law enforcement, the torch run. So if you have information or have people that have questions about what this is and you need to point them in that direction, there's a breakdown of that, and the events calendar does get updated. Under events, same thing. It's the events calendars, which again, we all know this year has had to change. Shows the state competitions. So you can get all of those dates and that information. Fundraising events, the bottle drive, we all know that that's going on right now. So information for how that's going. Any of those updates to events, any of that information will be on here. At this time, we know we're working on the car raffle. The Get Involved tab is great. It shows all of our opportunities. I have a lot of people that call and want to know how they get started. I point them to the website. There's so much information for them, and pretty much everything that they need is right here at their fingertips. Again, become an athlete. If you have somebody that wants to become an athlete, here's a breakdown. It shows them what that eligibility is. Again, there's a link to the Young Athletes, the athlete interest form. If they complete this, it goes, I believe, directly to field service. Field service receives this information. They can submit that. But it also has all of the athlete resources. So if they fill out, what need to print that medical form, it's the participation form, the conduct, family handbook, all of the information that they could possibly need, the concussion info. And again, it's the same with if you have anybody wanting to know where volunteer information is, it's under that Get Involved tab and become a volunteer. It talks about all of the requirements. If there's if they're going to fill out the volunteer A form and get it to us, the how-to guides, general orientation, protective behaviors, and Kelly's contact information. The About Us tab has a really good, it has our mission statement. And I hope that you guys take the time to watch the little videos that have been put on here. They're really fun. They're really good tools. Some fun facts. Our history has a breakdown. And I do get a lot of people that want to know how long we've been around and what exactly we do. And I've had families call and I give them the website and tell them to get on here and play around. And they've actually called back and said, oh my gosh, that's so neat. That's, great information. I didn't know that.
Come on.
If we had any openings within SOMI, it would be under the careers tab. We do have a listing of our board of directors. And then the contact us. If you guys click on contact us, it does have all of the phone numbers, the main fax line, email addresses for all of our locations, as well as it does show all of our pictures and our direct email addresses and phone numbers. So if you need to know who to contact or what department you're looking for, what department somebody's in, if you come right on here to the About Us and go to the Contact Us, you can click directly right on somebody's email address to send them the email. Mary, Julia, do we have any questions yet?
We had one if you want to talk a little further about how to edit the area pages.
Sure, I can do that before we go any further. So I'll show you what it looks like. Down at the bottom of the screen, like I said, it has cookie settings. I have mine turned off. I will turn it back on so you can see what it looks like. So if you come up here to find your local area, it shows you all the different regions, and if you hover, as you can see, it even shows you all of the different counties and who's in which region. It's great, it's all color coded. And if you want to look at a particular area, so say you're interested in some of Area 8's local events, and you want to know what their calendar is and what sports they offer, you can click on that area. It tells you what the region they're in, the counties it includes, all of their information, the AD's information, and then it shows all of the different sports that they participate in Area 8.
How do the area directors go about editing that information themselves or changing anything around?
My understanding is, they would want to communicate with Erin Mills, because Erin Mills does the updates for us for the website. Erin has told me, I don't know if it's something that they automatically have access to or if they would want to contact him. But my understanding is area directors can access the calendar and update information on their calendars directly on the website themselves. If they don't know how to do that or aren't comfortable doing that, I do know that Mills would be happy to update that for you if you send him the information. So if you have dates that you want added to your local calendar, you can contact him and he can take care of that for you, whether it be getting you set up to do it yourself or him doing those updates for you if you need things added or dates changed.
Mm-hmm.
And again, all of their resources is great because you can just click on any of the forms or on every single area. So it's really easy access to get to that information. So like it has a breakdown, it shows you all of the different sports that are offered in a particular area. So say you receive an athlete participation form for a new athlete and they want to participate in bocce ball, but your area does not have bocce as that sport, you could direct them to, it would be a good tool for you to get on here and say, okay, well, what's the closest area to mine that I can refer them to so that they can participate in a sport that they, are asking about. You could get on here and look that up and you can say, oh, okay, Area 8, they could, Area 8's not far for them. And either contact the area director over there, get them pointed in the right direction. So again, if you want to change the area, once you're in area 8, all you have to do is click again on that change the area, and you come down here and you can click on which area that you want to look at. So I can switch to area 5 and I can see that whole, all the counties, all of the information, the contacts, and all of the sports that area 5 has to offer, their programs, and again, their event calendar. And again, these resources are on every area's page. These fact sheets, if you keep those updated, I know while we were still at the office at the beginning of the year, we had a lot of those coming in, and Mills wasn't getting those updated and put on the different areas pages on the website. And if I were to go back to just the home screen, you would see area 5 stays up there. It will stay up there. It will register that I want to see area 5 every time I come on the website, unless I choose to change it. Like I said, you would just come down here to the cookie settings and say no thanks, that you don't want it to track that information is what that is. And then it'll still be up here right now, but the next time I got out and went in, or if I refresh the page, you can see that changes. Like I said, if I want it to stay on my area, if I want it to stay on area 5, I would just choose that and say yes to keep it on there. And it'll directly take me to that page every time. If you have any more questions about that, let us know. If you come over here to, on that home screen, the resources tab, if you click on that, the resources tab is literally our library of information available to you. Everything that you could possibly be looking for is probably on this resources page. It is a lot of information. You can see there's over 300 results, 300 items in those resources. If you look here right at the top, they have added the previous trainings. Those are the links to those trainings. So if you click on these, if you want to watch that first training, which was the reports and the finding your athletes in GMF, if you click on that, it will take you directly to the video, which has been put up on our YouTube channel. So if you click on that, or if you want to watch that second training, which was how to complete an athlete medical form, that information, that video, if you didn't get to sit on any of those trainings, we are putting them up on here in the links. You just click on them and it takes you right to the video. The best way that I have found to search the resources page, because obviously this is a lot of information to go through if I'm looking for something in particular, is you can type on, like you can see in the past, I've looked up forms, I've looked at bowling game results. You can break it down by different categories. So say I want to know about different logos or graphics for SOMI, I can search that and get 19 results. So if I need, a specific, if I'm looking for SOMI logos to have put on jerseys for my basketball team, I can come right here and look up that information. You want to uncheck it before you move on to the next thing, otherwise it will show you those again. If you're looking up information on guides and rules, again, there's 16 results. It's all of our training, all of those guidebooks, the portions from those. If you want to look up by sport type, Again, you click on that link and it will bring you to everything that we have about gymnastics. Score sheets, the rule book, training videos. Resource type, if you're looking at specific, if you want those, you know, Excel things. Here are the different spreadsheets. So it's really nice if you know what resource type you're looking for. Once you know that this is in here, it's really easy. So if you're looking for that invoice voucher, you could either just pull it up here, it pops right up for you, or you can type it into that search engine, looking for keywords. So like if I typed in forms, you know, you have to have those very specific. If I could spell. See, it doesn't show you anything. So when you type in those, and we know that they're there. So typing in under keyword, you have to know exactly what you're looking for, word for word almost. I tend to, like I said, I use the categories and the sports if I'm looking for athlete, and I so you see I put in athlete forms and nothing came up. But if I click on athlete, they're all right here. The athlete release form. If I had typed in athlete release form into the search engine, it would have brought it right up. But if I know that I'm looking for information for athletes, if you click on that, it brings up all of the information. Like I said, you can look up, use the resources under category, sports, if you're needing rules or whatever on a particular sport and you want to quickly get to it and not have to search through the whole rule book. That's a great tool. If you click on the news section, this is where the website gets updated, as well as, you know, you'll see it on the homepage, but any of those kind of news tidbits that go out if we need to postpone anything or make changes, you can see that that's on here. Where we've had to postpone the information, our virtual summer games, all of those kind of updates and news stories are available to you to refer back to. There is a shopping tab if you are looking for, or you have anybody that wants to shop for Special Olympics merchandise. I can tell you, I'll click on it, I can tell you, I have not purchased one, but I do know that Julia purchased one of the virtual summer games t-shirts, and she says it's really cute. Again, the link to buy coffee for the SOMI Inclusion Blend coffee is here. Again, the search tab, if you click on that search, which it doesn't, there we go. Again, there's 166 results. That search text box, you have to really know word for word specifically what you're trying to search, what you're trying to look up. A lot of the times it refers you to that resources page up here anyway. So that's usually where I start. Here's the link for donations. Again, it is a library of information. I know that a lot of you use that information from Coach's Corner. And like I said, that we felt was a training in itself. And I know that you guys have a lot of questions based on that section of the website and how to complete. So we will spend a whole training session going over that. So if you guys have questions, start noting them, and we can get to those for you. Like I said, if you click on the certification status, it will take you to, it does open that Excel spreadsheet for you. That will show you all of those dates. And all of the requirements, all of the forms. Okay, so this is a training in itself. Like I said, the website can be a really good tool. There is so much information, though it can be confusing, or people think that they have to go to one specific location to find forms. Like I showed you, that's not necessarily the case. If you're looking for athlete forms, you can point people in the direction here of the Get Involved, Become an Athlete. If you want them to search directly in your local area, that information, all of the forms needed for volunteers, for athletes, are on those area pages. And really, that's the website in a nutshell.